What if I told you that interstellar travel has absolutely nothing to do with rockets and everything to do with your emotions? Today, we're diving into a really radical idea that the universe isn't some physical space you have to cross, but more like a vibrational state you can just tune into. And it all boils down to a hidden cosmic law.
So here's our roadmap. First up, we're going to look at the hidden fields that pretty much govern reality. Then we'll get into how a soul can navigate them, and I'll show you a simple kitchen experiment that might just make it all click. We'll also uncover a kind of universal connector, reveal the surprising key to controlling the whole thing, and finally, explore what all of this means for your place in the cosmos. Let's get into it. All right, so our journey starts with a word you probably remember from high school physics, inertia. But we're going to look way beyond its simple definition of physical resistance, because it turns out there's a much more profound, more powerful form of inertia that actually dictates the very fabric of existence. We all know about planetary inertia, right? It's just an object's resistance to a change in motion. Simple. But the theory we're exploring today introduces a way deeper concept: cosmic ray inertia. Now, this isn't about resisting motion. It's the invisible field that allows matter to even exist in the first place. Think of it like a cosmic atmosphere that decides whether energy can condense into the world we can actually see and touch. So the core idea here is that the space between stars, it isn't empty, not at all. It's filled with these energetic fields. You know, it's kind of like the humidity in a room. You can't see it, but if you turn on a dehumidifier, you can pull gallons of water right out of what looks like empty air. Well, these cosmic fields work the same way, providing the fundamental conditions for stars, planets, and even us to manifest from what seems like nothing. Okay, so if the universe is made of these invisible fields, how does a soul navigate them? Well, the process is called transmutation, and it's way more like dissolving than it is like traveling. So let's be clear, transmutation isn't a physical journey from point A to point B. It's a change of state. It's the process of taking the soul, which is normally anchored by physical inertia, and literally diluting it into the vast, energetic fields of the cosmos. Imagine your soul is a single grain of sugar, solid, defined, separate. The cosmic fields, they're a cup of hot water. Transmutation isn't about trying to move that little sugar grain around. No, it's about dissolving it into the water, allowing it to become one with the entire medium. I know this concept of different cosmic layers can feel pretty abstract, but believe it or not, a super simple kitchen experiment can make it perfectly tangible. Just grab a plate, pour some olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, and a little water onto it, and you'll see almost instantly they separate. They don't fight for position, they just settle into their own natural layers, coexisting in the same space, but in completely distinct states. Now, here's the connection, the real aha moment. Each one of those liquid layers represents a different state of cosmic inertia. They are distinct field strengths, all existing together, yet separate. A soul, it's said, finds its place in the universe in the exact same way, by matching its own inertia to one of these specific cosmic layers. So, if the soul can dissolve and move between these different layers, what's the medium? What's the thing that connects them all? Well, the answer lies in the most abundant, most fundamental element in the entire universe. Hydrogen. It's the ultimate bridge. It's uniquely capable of connecting the physical matter state with the energetic plasma state of the cosmos. Think of it as the universal solvent. It's what allows that sugar grain of the soul to dissolve safely into the cosmic water, protecting it, and at the same time, linking its energy directly back to the source of creation. Okay, so we've covered the field, this process of dilution, and the hydrogen connection. But now we get to the most crucial piece of the puzzle, the part that puts all the power right in your hands. How do you control this entire process? And there it is, the absolute key to this entire cosmic framework. Your emotion isn't just a feeling, it's the control knob. It's the dial that regulates the very state of your soul. Okay, picture your soul as a block of ice in a pan. Your emotion is the flame underneath it. A low, calm emotional flame keeps the soul solid, right, in its matter state. But as you raise that emotional heat, it melts into a liquid. Raise it even higher, and it becomes vapor, pure energy, totally free to travel anywhere. By consciously controlling the flame of your emotion, you can theoretically control your soul's state of inertia, allowing it to demanifest from the physical and remanifest anywhere in the universe, instantly, no spaceship required. And this brings us to a really profound implication. If emotion is the control, It means our personal conduct, our intentions, they aren't just personal matters. They have direct cosmic consequences. So here, we really see the two paths. Pure intentions create an emotional energy that is light. It's in harmony with the universe, and that makes transmutation effortless. But negative conduct, on the other hand, creates a heavy, dense, emotional inertia. This doesn't just feel bad. It physically blocks the soul's ability to change its state. It basically traps it in its current reality. This completely reframes the whole concept of a day of judgment. It's not some external force deciding your fate. Nope. It's presented as a simple law of cosmic physics. Based on the emotional energy you carry, your soul automatically finds its natural level in the universe, just like oil finds its layer above water. You are your own judge, and the verdict is written in the inertia of your very own soul. So the system is laid bare. The cosmic field is the environment, dilution is the process, and your emotion is the control. The journey isn't out there, it's in here. It's not about a destination, it's about the emotional state you choose to inhabit, moment by moment. Knowing this, the only question left is, where will your emotions take you?